Hey everybody, this is Chuck Taylor. I'm with the infamous Shola Lewis at WRFG 89.3 in Atlanta, Georgia, the little 5 Points area. And one of the reasons why I'm here is I wanted you all to know about the what this extraordinary musician does. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Shola Lewis and let him give you a little information on what his unique ability is. Follow what I'm saying. Hey man, what's going on, man?
How you doing, Chuck? How you doing?
All right, man. You know, life is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So what's up, man? Tell them about what you do in relationship to bridging the gap between the African Americans and the Africans over in Africa.
Well, we have what is called the Roots Festival. This festival is to bridge, like you say, bridge the gap between African Americans and Africans from Africa, right? Because African Americans are Africans.
Yeah, we do need to know what's happening from where we're from.
Definitely. So, being in Atlanta for several years and working with the Gambia government, the tourist board of the Gambia government, we have a festival that is called the Roots Festival. That's derived from the name Roots from Alex Haley. Alex Haley traces roots to the Gambia, as you know, and from that tracing of his root to the Gambia, he wrote a book that became a solid movie, and a series that many African Americans really took interest into and wanting to find their roots because of that.
Yeah, because we did find out a lot of stuff that we did not know about what happened during slavery and how we were brought over here.
Right.
So, I mean, that book kind of like opened up for a whole lot of people in relationship to their wanting to find out where we came from as a people.
Exactly. Right. And so what we do, we take people from the diaspora, which is North America, also from England, you know, all over the world where we have black people who need to find out about their heritage, their roots, their culture.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And we get in May every 2 years. In every 2 years in May we have the festival, which is a 10-day long program.
Right.
It's a non-stop program.
Yeah.
You go in, bam. We're taking you to different forums for you to learn about the culture, the heritage of Africa. We take you to Kunta Kinte's village. You know, you heard Kunta Kinte in the movie.
Right.
Yeah. Now, the family still exists. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So for you all to believe this now, in the age of manufactured characters, Kunta Kinte was a real person. Now, you know, I'm not, trying to insult you all, but he was actually a real person.
Indeed. I mean, Kunta Kinte definitely was a real character.
Right.
Very stubborn, but...
yeah, because he got his foot chopped off.
I know. Yeah. They had to do everything to get that guy to comply.
Right.
But that's just showing you how strong of a warrior he was.
Right.
You know, but the family does exist, and the family can tell you, because the story goes on from generation to generation.
Yeah.
You know, and there is an auntie of Kunta Kinte that is still alive. She's about 98 years old.
Oh, wow.
98, yeah. Binta Kinte is her name. And she is very alert. Boy, you have to meet this lady.
Oh, see that good.
I mean,
fantastic.
Yeah, and she's able to reiterate whatever happened from family to family. I mean, it is just an exceptional story.
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay.
And not only does she do that, we also have the alcalis. The alcalis are the people that actually, the village that he's from, they're like the people that run the village, like the mayor or something like that. They call them the alcalis.
So essentially, these are like the ancestors of the elders. So I assume that we can all sit down
and talk,
and they can tell you about their ancestors 300, 400, 500 years back, generation. Yeah, that's fantastic.
And yes, and we do that. That is one of the first place we go is we go to Jufre. Yeah, which is where Alex Haley found his roots, where Kunta Kinte was born.
Okay.
All right. When we go to Jufre, Then we take, we sit down with the Kinte family. We actually have lunch. Actually, it is a posh trip. It is a beautiful trip. It is not just going to learn about culture, but we make you comfortable.
We learn the history.
Right,
At the same
and
time.
you get the opportunity to sail through the River Gambia to go to Kunta Kinte's village.
Wow.
And then we take you from Kunta Kinte's village after we've talked to the Alcalo, Mr. Conte, and Kinte, and all these other people. We go eat lunch.
Yeah.
Lunch is catered. After lunch, we now take that long walk. We take the walk that the slaves took.
Okay.
We make sure that you feel what they went through. And then we go through that, and then we take the trip into the boats that take you into James Island, now called the Kunta Kinte Island.
Okay.
That's the island they call the point of no return. That's where that's where they took the slaves and then shipped them out of Banjul to Gore Island in Senegal and then to the United States.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, that was one of the transfer points, because I know there's quite a number of different
Yeah,
places.
you have Sierra Leone, you have Ghana, the Elmina Castle.
Right.
You have, you have quite a few other places.
Anthony, you always gonna stay, man. You have to do my show for me, man.
I told you, I left you a message.
I'll edit that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I mean that me myself, I'd like to, before I leave here, because you know we all gonna leave. I'd like to go over there and see, just experience going home where I've never been.
Right.
Now,
And you know, every 2 years in May, like this year, it's May 8th to the 17th.
right.
And we leave here May 7th. We'll be back on the 17th via Delta Airline.
Yeah.
And we're going straight. We're going to be going to Dakar. And then the first thing we do, we go to the other point of no return, which is the final point of no return,
Yeah.
which is Gore Island, where they ship everybody from Gore Island to
here.
the United States.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then we'll tour Senegal, we'll tour Dakar one day, we'll spend the night, and then we'll take air-conditioned bus, you know, those big old tour bus.
Yeah, because it is hot in the mother country.
Oh yeah, it is hot, yeah.
It's
so
hot,
that's
yeah.
why we have to make sure that you're comfortable.
Right.
Even though it's hot in Atlanta, we all have air-conditioned cars and
Yeah.
air-conditioned home, so we want that same comfort for you. We don't want you to go out there and say, oh, I'm in Africa.
It's too hot.
No. We want you to enjoy Africa.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to experience Africa the way Africa is. Now, we have two sides of Africa, which is the village life, which you're going to see when you go to Kunta Kinte's village.
Right.
Then you have the city life, which you're going to see when you go into Banjul.
Which looks
or when
like
you go into
downtown.
Dakar, which is like United States.
like downtown
Right,
Atlanta,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're going to have your good time. We're going to show you the traditional ceremonies, like the naming ceremony when a baby is born. We're going to show you the wedding ceremonies, the way it's taking place. We're going to, for the guys, we're going to do what is called futampa, which is the male, making you a male, how do we call it? Making you mature in life, making you
The
a
transition
man,
to a man.
from boyhood to man.
Right.
We're going to, every African American male that goes over there goes through that process.
And they come back. Do they come back changed?
Oh man.
The mental process changed.
After the foot of power, when they come out, they're like, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is a beautiful feeling. It is lovely to visit Africa as an African American, because number one, when you get home, they're going to say to you, welcome home. It's your home.
Yeah.
It's not, America is not your home. You were brought here. They stole you.
Yeah.
You're going back to your home, your roots, your culture, your heritage.
Exactly.
You understand? And that's what we do. And not only do we do that, we also offer opportunities to the, to the business people. You go out there with a business idea.
Right.
We have forums for that, where the government will come to you and say, my people, this is what we're looking for, this is what we need. If you can bring this, we'll give you tax-free incentives. We will do this with you. We'll give you land. If you're going to have to build a building to set up a school,
Manufacturing, yeah.
whatever, manufacturing, whatever you're going to do, the government has set up a company that's called GIPSA. GIPSA's business is for you to bring your business plan. They take a look at it, it's viable. They say, okay, we can do this if you can do this. Because they know you're going to bring employment.
So in essence, basically, this is it's a way for us to have economic independence, not only here, but over on the other side of the world.
Exactly.
Because right about now, you know, we definitely need to start making those connections because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah, and you know, if you look at the Jews, they go home, they do business here, and they spend it in their country.
And they are an economic power
Exactly.
in the world.
You know, you look at even the Hispanic people that people are looking down on. Those people are very smart.
Yeah, and
They
they're
leave
also
3 and 4 of them in a house.
right.
They'll put their money together, send it home. The
Yeah.
Africans are doing the same thing. We put our money together, send it home. A lot of Africans have homes at home, have their vehicles ready for retirement.
So all they got to do is get on the plane and they step into a home that they own.
Exactly.
They don't buy, they own it. And the bank,
no financing.
no finance charges, and no repossession or eviction.
Exactly. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is not all rosy in Africa.
No.
All over the world you have your trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
But you have an opportunity being here, being that the dollar is higher than our currency. When you send that money in, you're tripling your
Exponentially, yeah.
Exactly.
I got
So
you.
by the time you go home, having been here myself for 30 years,
Right.
I know what I've put in my bank account in Gambia.
Okay.
So when I go home, I don't need my children to be begging my children to take care of me or whatever. They will do it because they love their daddy, but I will be independent of my children because my children have their own responsibility.
Right.
Their children and their wives, or their husbands and their children.
So let me ask you this: how soon are you going, and can you reserve a spot for me in your suitcase when you go?
Well, you know, like I told you, every 2 years we have the Roots Festival, and I'm going on the 7th. I'll be leaving 7th of May, which is in another month because this is the end of March.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So for those of us that are going to be watching this, can you give them the information that they need just in case they want to participate in the next 2 years, which is going to be what, 2016?
Yeah, 26, exactly.
So can you tell them the information that they need to know?
Yeah,
Get out of here.
the most important thing that you need is your passport.
Right.
Got to have a passport.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is knowing the date, which we will get to them for next year.
Right.
And then of course you will need the money. You know, it's between 2,800 for those who are going to share rooms and 32 for those who are going to be on their own, don't want to share room.
Okay.
But this includes airline ticket, round trip, all the transportation in and out, downtown, everywhere in the Gambia. You're taken care of. You don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner in your hotel.
Okay.
So everything is in place.
For $3,200.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Very
and
good.
then you may actually come back with somebody, or they may want to come back with you.
Hey, you never know. I mean, I've seen so many of them go back. They live there. When anytime I go back, they're like, "What you doing over there?" I'm like, "What you doing over here?"
Right.
You know, hey, it's an exchange. You know, but I didn't plan to stay in America. I got married. I got children. I didn't want to just leave them.
Right.
And now they're grown, and the 2 more will be grown and gone.
Right.
And I certainly am going home.
Okay.
I already have a place at home. You know, so all I gotta do is pack up my bags
And be
be
out.
out of here. I might ship my vehicle, the 2 vehicles that I have here, ship it, and that's it. Everything else I leave, you know.
Well, it's been good talking with you, Shola, and I appreciate you allowing me to come in here. He just came off the air, so obviously he's kind of ready to go. And I appreciate you all watching. And hey, this may be, it may not, but I would like for you all to just take a look at going home to where you've never been.
Definitely.
I appreciate it. Thank you.